Dear God above, I hope that everything is... I can't really see. Hi, and welcome to a video where I'm going to talk for a very long time. I have a lot to talk about. There are a lot of things happening in my life right now, and I'm very mostly very thankful for everything, which is such a lame word, but this has not been an easy year for me at all. I have lost a lot of people, more than I thought I would. But the last 2-3 weeks, I have been noticing that I am waking up and that I am looking at my 6 bajillion blue Post-its and the things that I have to do and the things that I want to do. And I'm going to sleep excited for the next day. And I wake up and I'm like, okay, let's go. I feel really good. And I didn't think that this was going to happen to me again because I was in a really terrible, awful place. And I thought, let me talk about it. Another thing that kind of prompted me to make this video is because I'm going to New York again with Carlo. And that made me think a lot about the previous time when I went to New York, which was in end of May of 2019. So that's exactly 3 years ago. It's really wonderful to think about how different my life is now, how much it has bettered compared to 3 years ago. I think 3 years ago I was like, okay, I'm gonna go study here, and when I have all these classes, I'm gonna become like a master writer and whatever. And I had a fantastic time, but I think that trip was so disappointing in many ways, and now here I am complaining about a New York trip. It was wonderful because I learned that my expectations of things don't really align with what is real. I thought if I have a lyric class here or if I have this workshop, then I will be the person who can do this, and that is simply not true. I already was the person that could do it. I just have a cool CV now. In that moment, I was like, really, really sometimes a little bit arrogant and, killingly ambitious, which I still am. I think that I have a better sense of realism at this point in my life. And I am doing a lot of the things that I want to do that I never could have dreamed of doing. I am writing music for people. I am writing song lyrics like on the go. I am working with my best friends. I am translating stuff which I love. I am thinking of how to bring up, this is also a very important part of this video, where I want to go. I think that I have a very good grasp of why the things happened to me in the last couple of years, why they turned out that way, and how I dealt with them. But I think that keeping your eye on the horizon is also extremely important. So that is also something I will talk about in this video. These 3 years have been the hardest of my life, but I think that I'm mostly very happy that some of these things happened to me because now I can deal with them now. I'm going to a really great therapist. She is one of the coolest people I have ever met, and I will also meet her this summer because I'm going to a training in Armenia, which is a psychology training, basically, to see how I could support younger people dealing with loneliness and isolation because of the effects of COVID. I'm really interested in that. I've also been more and more interested in psychology and how I can support mostly younger people. Why did I tell you that? I do not remember. I have finally been diagnosed with ADHD, which probably explains a lot. I'm very happy with the diagnosis because now I don't feel like a useless, slow, procrastinating asshole all the time. I am, but now I know how to deal with it. For example, with my blue Post-its. This video is not going to be well structured. I did not practice, if you haven't noticed. I don't really think a lot of people are going to come to this point. If you came to this point in the video, leave a, the most random emoji in the comments you can think of. So, the things that I want to do. I know what I want to do. I've always known what I want to do. I always thought, okay, I'm going to do something with film, or I'm going to do something with theater, or I'm going to do something with music. And the first thing that I said I'm not going to do was music, because I was like, oh, I don't have any talent and people are so much better than me and it's not going to work out and I can't do anything. Now I know that that's not true and that having a music education is great, but it doesn't make you musical. So the thing that I want to do this year, if it is possible, is release my goddamn music, release my music, which I have had lying there in my laptop and my hard drive, just getting virtual dust. For 4 years, I wrote some of these songs. I wrote some of these songs in 2018 and one of them in 2019. I have an album from 2020 that is just waiting to be made. And every time I'm like, oh, I don't have the money. I want to have real musicians. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then time passes because you're broke and you have to pay rent and oh shit, the washing machine. And then you keep finding obstacles and you never do it. So my goal for this year is finding funding. Finding funding, because I see artists making their work. I see people making their shows and writing their stuff and releasing them. And I'm like, I can do that too. I am good at this. I know I can do this, but I do need the money. I don't want to be cheap. I don't want to be cheap. These things are going to be on the internet and in my life for the rest of my life. And I want it to be good. So that is like a number one priority. I have, I want to tell you about, I can tell you about it, I guess. I have 4 songs ready for an EP. The EP is called Just in Time, Net op tijd. And I really want to make that. And I have been thinking of crowdfunding, but also if I can get, my hair is very poofy. If I can get funding from people who are made to give me money to make music, I rather do that, because I'm also like, I don't want to ask people money. It's really not degrading. I understand that you have to do that sometimes. Like, I'm going to have so many projects and I'm not going to ask people for money each and every time. I don't love that at all. So that is one of the things I want to do. I think that's my main priority. I really want to finish my musical. I just set a deadline to show, finally, after over 5 years, my best friend, for him to read the script and give me feedback. You know, he told me the other day that I'm not good with feedback and that I'm someone who values my own perspective the most and that I don't really care what other people think. But that's not true. I think that I have asked 6 people to give feedback on the script and I have looked at it very well, and I'm very happy with everyone's feedback, because mostly, you know, when feedback all points to like one weak spot, you know, there's a problem there. The Act 1 finale, but I have fixed it and it's way better now and I love it very much. It's like my child, that musical. I also started writing another one, which is not smart, because you should probably in your life finish something before you start doing something else, which is another thing that I'm trying to learn. God damn. Which is called How Do People Do This? Hoe doen mensen dit? And I already made a video about that, because I joined the Pasek and Paul songwriting, musical theater songwriting course with Nicholas and Ryan, 2 of my best friends. My 2 best friends, probably. And it was something. I'll tell you about that another time. And I made some stuff and for that class, and I'm really proud of it. And I think I'm just going to release that demo, because I think that people do not know how much I am doing, because I'm so worried about always making everything absolutely perfect that I just keep moving the release dates, and I keep being like, no, but I think I can do better. I think I can do this or that or whatever. I think I'm going to re-record the vocals, because they were absolute ass. And I'm going to mix a little better, but not change anything about the composition, so that people can also see, like, this is what I can do in 2 weeks while working on 3 other songs. yeah, my life, mostly in the past month, has gone into a direction I really like, and I don't understand why this happened. Because for 2 full years, I was like, in Corona, Miss Roro, I was like, oh my god, I'm not. My life is standing still. Oh my god, what if I'm delusional? What if I thought that I was good enough or smart enough or talented enough and I'm really not? And how could I have thought something like this? Am I stupid? And now in the last month, I've gotten more work in things that I like to do. I'm writing lyrics for money, for a lot of money. I am getting, and this is also something that when I started making videos for people, I was like, wow, I'm getting money for this. But lyric writing is something that is so. There's a fly. Come on, man. I'm trying to film a video. Lyric writing is something that is so special to me and something that I really think that I excel in. And I am not the best videographer on earth. I have old gear. I don't have any stabilizers. My footage is always super shaky. You should see my setup. I have a box that I put nice stuff in. I have a very old Pokemon Flippo holder, a notebook, another book, and 2 other notebooks are holding up this camera because I'm terrible. I'm just a goddamn mess with these kinds of things. But with lyrics, I only need pen and paper and I can make them perfect. And I love that. I love the sort of simplicity of it where I don't have to carry my goddamn camera and be all sweaty and work in the sun and blah, blah, blah. Not that I don't like working outside. But there's something very pure about the relationship with just your brain and the pen and the paper and getting to the perfect rhyme and the perfect cadence and perfect melody afterwards and the perfect chords for them. And there's something very special there where, and I have kind of lost that with videography. Of course, it was never my dream to be a videographer. It was my dream to be a filmmaker and make movies. And now you know what's funny? Apparently, Lin-Manuel Miranda also wanted to be a screenwriter and a filmmaker, and he made like a switch to musical theater because it was cheaper to produce musicals. And that is also sort of what has happened to me. I always was kind of ricocheting between the two. I'm talking about 10 million things. I'm so sorry. I should have made like an auto cue, but I didn't. I'm really happy with my life where it is right now. That doesn't mean that things are perfect. My life has weaknesses. I still don't have a really good grip on money. It's very bad. I'm not living where I want to. I don't want to live in Rijswijk for the rest of my life. This is like I'm going to move to the big city kind of place. But I am traveling more. I am open to meeting new people again because that is something that fucks you up when you lose people. You get like, I'm never going to trust anyone again and I should have seen this coming. Am I talking too loud? I am not where I want to be, but I'm going in a direction that I am very happy with. And I guess that is always enough. I cannot expect that's better, right? I cannot expect things to go perfectly in one go. That's ridiculous. I'm not someone who is getting a lot of help, I guess. Which is good because I think that I might have been a little bit too overdependent emotionally on people, and I'm trying to be really self-reliant in that aspect. I think that I've always been very independent in a lot of ways, but last year I learned that maybe emotionally I can work on that. So that's good. Another thing that I had promised you people is talking about Colombia and how that changed my life, because it really did. So I went to Colombia in December to visit Carlo, who was living there. He's currently in Rotterdam rehearsing for a show he really loves. And that trip was the first time I was back in South America since I moved away from Venezuela when I was 5 years old. And going back there completely, utterly and completely changed me. My relationship to my mother, because of that trip, has changed completely. Like, it's so different because now I understand where she, like, the culture where she came from. And I already knew it, like, on paper, but living there and seeing how people treat each other and how life is and how the tiniest things are different, like how you have breakfast or dinner and how you talk to each other and the way that you just live your life has been phenomenal. It has been phenomenal to see that difference because the thing that I won there was understanding. And it is the most cliche thing on earth, but I do really think that if people at least try to understand each other, things will change. It changed for me. My relationship with my mom has never been as good as it is right now. I'm really happy with that because we have had a rocky... Well, was it rocky? I am mostly rocky. I think I've had a pretty rocky life. I wasn't a great student, and I caused a lot of irritation and consternation and worry, I think, for my parents. But I think that things are turning around. I'm really happy. I would love to talk about my musical and my work for like 6 hours, but I think that I should probably just tell you that I need to focus on just getting them ready. I'm really happy. I have the titles. Maybe I can tell you. Should I tell you? Okay, it's 4 songs, right? One of them is called 7 a.m. Amsterdam. That's the first title of the EP. It's a very cheeky song. What can I tell you without spoiling things? It's about a real life moment that I had when I was going home from Amsterdam at 7 a.m. It was raining and still something had happened and I was very, very happy about it. It's a very cheeky, very simple, but very bouncy song. The next song on the EP is called For That Girl, For Dat Meisje. It's basically a song to my child self. It has been ready for a really long time. The friends in my environment that have heard it are really enthusiastic about it. It's a really big project for me because I'm also my dad has hours and hours and hours of VHS footage that has been digitalized. And I'm going through everything to see what I can put into the video because I'm also doing the videos, of course, not me filming, but like the direction of everything. I really want to do myself. It's like a visual EP, yeah, something like that. I want to get a really good film crew together again and make something really awesome. So that's a song talking to my younger self. I'm really proud of the lyrics and the piano part of that. I'm really, really excited to show you. The song after that is called Is Dit Wat Dit Gaat Zijn, which is this what it's gonna be, basically. And it's more of I wrote that in 2018 after something that I thought was heartbreak, which is totally... I wish that would have been like the max level of heartbreak someone can experience. But yeah, it's a very bombastic, like strings and pain, and I think it's really beautiful. I'm being facetious, but and now I look back on the lyrics that I wrote in 2018 and the pain I felt last year, and I'm like, wow, this is great. I love this. This is amazing. And the last song is called Net op tijd, Just in Time. It's a Latin song with Dutch lyrics, so that's gonna be fun for you guys, about the feeling of being just in time, like stepping into your own life, which is also sort of what I'm talking about here, where I'm like, oh God, I'm really happy that I got in this moment where I'm like, I am a good lyricist and I am a good musician, even though my theory, I really need to work on that and I make beginner mistakes. I also do really good things without knowing I'm doing them, but I do have to work on not making the arrangement mistakes that I do make. I do think that the best way to learn to do these things is just by doing them a lot and not necessarily sitting down and reading about it, which is something I've never been good at. I really need a new chair. This is the worst chair in the existence of chairs. This chair has been brought to the earth to make you get a new one as soon as possible. Dear God above, I've been sitting here for 26 minutes. I'm dying. I'm going to start working out again. It's such great weather. It makes me so happy. I don't know why the sun makes me feel so amazing. It makes me feel really happy. It makes me want to go outside. I usually just take a towel and go sit in the sun, half naked. You know, it's like a rear window kind of situation here, so the neighbors are, enjoy. Things are going well. I cannot wait to show you the things that I have been working on, because I have stepped away from wanting to do things very quickly, because I was very hasty, like, if I don't do this right now, then no one will know and I'm not doing anything, and blah, blah, blah. And I have become, mostly in the last 3 years, a calmer person. Believe it or not, this is me and my calmest. I think that now I realize and understand how important it is to just put a lot of time into things and do it at a steady pace, and to not de kantjes ervan afrennen, to like no cutting corners. And I think that I can also thank mostly all of my friends. I think every single friend that I have is more organized than I am, which is not very difficult to be, let's be very honest. And I think all of those friends are really helping me see how I can do things in a better way. Wait a second, look at the details, check it again. I'm learning not to be so hasty. I'm learning how to get better with money thanks to old people who have their shit together. I like older people. You know what? I mean, you already knew that, but it's like they're coaches. It's like you have had someone live life and they have gone through probably a lot of the problems you've gone through as well, and they can already help you, because it's like, it's like having life coaches, and I really, real life coaches, not the trend that is coming up now with people who think they can teach you how to be zen and whatnot. So, Sterrenstof, my own musical. How Do People Do This is another kind of musical, very inspired by Tick Tick Boom. I want to create it in like a year tops, which is about my breakup and how to, I don't know if it's necessarily about my breakup. It is how, in God's name, do people get out of there. I think, out of that place. I think that's, but I'll tell you about that in another video. My EP, that is one EP. I have another EP that is called Broadway Days, Brooklyn Nights. I don't know when I can bring that out, because these are pretty intense things. I really want to just bring out just in time, as fast as I can. See, there I go again with being fast. God damn. Not as fast as I can, but when the opportunity arises. When the opportunity arises and I am in a comfortable spot in my life where everything has been, meticulously planned and figured out. Oh no! Okay, the thing stopped recording. I don't know where I was, so I'm just gonna start with the story again. These are the things that I have. Sterrenstof, which is my own musical. It's very 80s, 90s. Hoe doen mensen dit? How do people do this? Is a show about how to get out of the darkest place in your life. How do people do that? I think it's going to be a really fun show. It's very inspired by Tick Tick Boom. Not necessarily by Tick Tick Boom, but like the format of Tick Tick Boom, where Jonathan Larson was really fed up with not being able to get his shit produced. And making it very small so no one could say no. So that is kind of, well, I'll tell you more about that later. My EP with the 4 songs. I have another EP that I'm going to make. I don't know when. And that is called, hi lady. I don't know why she was waving at me. Okay, that was strange. Broadway Days, Brooklyn Nights. I wrote that after I left New York, after living there for 3 months. I really like the songs. There's one song that I'm really in love with, and I think it's going to be really awesome. There are some things I am working on that I cannot tell you too much about yet, so I won't. But it's really, really fun. I wrote for an artist. I wrote 6 lyrics and 4 demos. 6 lyrics for another person. Yeah, I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm looking at my, I have like a cork board with the Post-its with all of my projects. I'm forgetting one really big one, but that one's a surprise. Ooh. I just wanted to let you know that I feel really good. I feel really motivated. I feel really happy. I feel really energized. I'm really excited for the things that are coming. I think that I am getting my life under control. I feel like things are finally like going my way, and I am just really thankful for that, and I'm really excited to show you everything that I've been working on and that I want to make. And you know, if anyone wants to support me, if you are a musician who thinks, oh my god, I would love to play on your album, I need drummers, I need guitarists, I need pianists, I need pianists. Yeah, I need a producer now. That's another story. So if you are interested in working together with me and want to make music together with other people and work on my EP, it's very 70s, 80s rock. And if that is something that interests you, you already know who my favorite artist is. If you like that kind of music, Al Jarreau and, you know, Queen type stuff, Joni Mitchell, Steely Dan. If you like any of that stuff, send me a message. Don't call me. I don't like being called. Send me a message or an email. I like emails. Emails are the best. I don't think anyone made it to this point in the video, but if you did, you're a trooper, because I know that I should next time I'm going to like hang up a script with topics, because I'm very sorry. See you next time, and have a wonderful week.